haven't lost me yet. Set the turkey to the carving knife. What you give is what you get. A fresh and lovely summer's day we thought would never end. Set the bloodhound to the staggered bay. I thought you were my friend. And howl at many moons. Said the waiter as she wrote the bill, please return the spoons. As hand in hand we wander on through life's a wondrous maze. Said Robin Hood to Little John, there must be other ways.
JB's, y'all.
Check this out. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now. My hut. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now. When you're in my hut, you know what's up. Let your mind be free. Relax your body. Jump, jump a little higher. Jump, jump until you get tired. How's your body? How's your body? How's your body to the base? How's it all over the place? And don't let nobody get your way. Tonight's your night, today's your day. Africa will steer you wrong. House music all night long. 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 House music all night.
Yeah, it's Thursday, April 21st, 2016. If you haven't heard, and I find it to be impossible that you haven't heard, that today we lost our guy Prince Roger Nelson, the man that told us we could wear a G-string and be sexy and talk dirty and all that, controversy, anti-Christian, lubricated lady cab driver, scandalous, damn you, cut at the cut. My favorite, if I was your girlfriend, let's go crazy. This man touched a lot of people all across the world. He was rock and roll, he was R&B, he was soul, he even did a little bit of rap. And we gonna miss this brother because this brother was multi-talented on so many levels. And we're not exactly sure what happened, but all we know that he has passed away. He was dealing with flu symptoms this last week and had to land early, but they say he kind of left the hospital sooner than they would like him to, and he was able to perform and go to a concert, and people were screaming out, "We're praying for you," and he told them, well, wait a few days, hold your prayers, wait a few days and see what happens. TMZ showed a clip of him picking up prescription at 7 o'clock yesterday from a Walgreens that he frequently uses, and they also found out that he had picked up 4 other prescriptions in the course of the week. So we don't know if this is just a overdose of medication or what, but we want to say we love you, Roger Prince Nelson, aka the artist Prince. Now we're going to move on to our show. As always, we start off our shows with advertisement, and as you see on the screen, I am Richard Robinson, the owner and operator of RPC Computing, located in Lansing, Illinois, 60438, area code 773-416-2955, for all your PC needs, upgrades, consultations, and repairs. Give us a call. We will be happy to assist you. Second, Miss Terry's Cupcakes. It's not cupcakes, but she does cakes, cookies, and a host of different things. She requires 48-hour notice, so if you have some big order or some big event and you're looking for cakes, be aware that there's like a two-day grace period there. Rochelle Millsap, real estate. Everybody's out here trying to buy a house, sell a house. Look her up. Good person to know, 773-716-5541. Give her a call. Kevin Character King. He's got a CD, I Am Character. It's available on iTunes and CD Baby. And he also has a book called Character's Book of Poetry. Check that out. Give this brother some business here. Weddings, anniversaries, special events. He is available. I'll give you a little sample here.
I see new faces in old places. Places I grew up called home. And these faces in old places are faces not of my skin tone. Yet they come from various places, do these faces, to purchase themselves new spaces in these vacant places, which have now been renovated, upgraded, upscaled, and updated.
Help that brother out. It's good stuff. He's been performing around town. I think they're out in Vegas right now with a little R&R time. He also has a son who has also put out an album, and the album is called Sharif. It's got a good mixture, something for the older folks, something for the younger folks. Give you a sample of his work too.
I know you want to see me go home alone. I'm done waiting. I know you want to see me go home alone. I'm done waiting. And this hurts so bad I can't breathe on my own.
That's the Sharif CD, available on Amazon and iTunes. I downloaded it on Amazon. It's only $8.99. Let's support black businesses. We also have one more business that we want to support, and it's King's Cubby Daycare, 773-437-5108. Located 8825 South Colfax in Chicago. Open Mondays through Fridays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Accepting children 6 weeks to 12 years old. Give them a call. You can look up information on kingscubbydaycare.com and scroll through and get, I think you can get a tour and everything on the page. and learn some information. With the recent deaths of Prince, as of today, Doug Banks last week, and I've lost a couple other friends, all in this 50 age category. I just turned 51, and every year for my birthday, I go and get a full physical. Man, that means getting your package checked, getting bent over the table. Sorry to be crass, but it is what it is. And we all need to get into the habit of going and getting checked out. And sometimes, even though most of the time I get these good reports, I'm here to tell you that sometimes some things can happen, as happened with Prince today. And your body is very delicate, and something little can throw your balance off. I had an episode. This is probably the best I felt in probably about a year. Because I had an episode because I called myself working out and eating right. And one day I'm exercising, and I've done my exercise. I've ate my meal. I'm sitting, kneeling down to pray. And I stand up to get in the bed because it's bedtime. Boom. The whole room just spent upside down. Heart started palpitating real fast. I mean, felt like my whole insides were shaking. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Because my heart rhythm felt totally off. Like, like it was gurgling, like something was traveling through, blocking the heart. It wasn't painful, but it was just a heavy flutter, like something was entrapped or something. I didn't pass out. I mean, I kind of wobbled, and that part passed kind of quickly. But when I tried to lay down, the room would spin every time I would try to lay down. So I would sit back up, and the room would stop spinning, but there would be a palpitation. So I wound up, needless to say, sitting up on the sofa because I was a little frightened about, trying to lay down with this going on. I didn't tell my wife or anything. I just figured something would pass because I wasn't sure what was going on. Needless to say, I wound up having an EKG, a stress test, an echo test, and blood work and everything. And everything came back, thank God, clean. And it was written off as just an episode. But for the next 3 months after that, I was just totally off balance. My blood pressure was up high, like 132 over 80 something, and everything was just out of whack. And I consider myself a healthy person. So this last checkup, I just went in, and my blood pressure was 110 over 80, which he said was excellent for a 51-year-old man. All the blood work and everything came back. He said my cholesterol was slightly high, but nothing to really worry about. Just continue my exercise program, and things should mellow out. And this is what prompted me to want to do this show, because I'm always concerned with my brothers and sisters and what we do and how we handle ourselves, because unfortunately it seems like we die at a way younger rate than most of the world, and I believe that's got a lot to do with our diets, our exercise regimens, and the stress we deal with in life. Some years back, when I started taking this more serious, I lost a friend. He was only 38 years old, and he died from diabetes and heart. I think he had a heart attack, but they always call it complications due to diabetes. And it really prompted me to really start trying to take care of myself and get the proper exercise. So I've got exercise equipment. I try to eat right, and I want to encourage everyone to eat right. So I wanted to share some clips. If you all don't know who Dr. Terry Mason is, then look him up. He used to have a facility. I think he still's got the facility here in Chicago in Hyde Park, where he would often work with individuals and try to get you off of the medications that you were using. And one of the principles is Dr. Terry Mason. Dr. Sebi is another person that I'm going to present to you tonight. And they have these principles that I believe would work right for all of us. And I know it's hard for all of us to really take part in a lot of stuff that we do, because most of us aren't ready to give up meat. And both Dr. Sebi and Dr. Mason say if you give up meat, this will probably cure so much in your life. I'm going to show you a video, but before I show you the video, I want to show you something on the screen here. What you're looking at is a sheet. I have a group on Facebook called Soda Free, and every month we do a exercise, and I don't like to call it diet, but a food regimen, trying to get everybody to be a little healthier. And this show actually ties in greatly because tomorrow we are actually starting Fruit and Vegetable Week from April 22nd through the 28th. The group is called Soda Free. So we don't drink soda. I know a lot of people think it's not actually a 30-day program. It's actually a 28-day program. The exercise part is 30 days, but the diet restrictions are only 28 days. So if the month has 31 days, then you got 3 days to go ahead and do what you want to do. Have a cookie. These can be considered cheat days or whatever. On Mondays, we do meatless Mondays. So that gives you 5 days out of the month without meat. We recently, a couple of months ago, we did 2 weeks of no meat. And we're probably going to try to work up where we may do a whole month of no meat. And we may do that kind of in October when the barbecue season is ending. We'll make the decision at some point. But starting tomorrow, there'll be no soda, no pastries, no fried foods, all vegetables. So you can have all the vegetables you want. You can have, and I know it looks a little different on the screen because we got to kind of twist it around, but there'll be no, the only thing that you can eat is vegetables and fruits and nuts and berries. This will give you kind of a cleansing of your body, and you'll notice that you will feel better. You're not going to pass out. Everybody says, well, I'll probably pass out if I do that. You're not going to pass out. You're going to be okay. And what happened, we switched it around because this past week we did the no fried food week. So this week we're going to do the fruits and vegetables. And this is great because now you're going into the barbecue season. So we can clean our systems out and continue from there. And this is something, I started this group back in 2009 on Facebook. It's about 53 members in there. But feel free to join, pass it around. We post the schedule around the last day or two of the previous month. Share with your friends. It's usually available in the download format. Trying to encourage people. I started this year off at 238 pounds. And now I'm like at 223. So that's a total of 15, 16 pounds I've lost this year. I really don't like to go under 217, but that's my goal to get to 217. And this program doesn't take everything away from you, and that's why we don't call it a diet program. It just restricts you from some of those things that you need to get rid of anyway, especially if you're trying to lose those bellies and things. Let me share this clip with you from Dr. Terry Mason called Healthy Living.
Almost 1 million people die every year because of cigarettes, not eating right, not exercising, and alcohol. Those three things. And it's those three things that translate into things like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity. So we get focused on those things, but we don't get to their cause. And the cause is what we eat and what we don't do. And of course, smoking and drinking don't help either.
No, but you know, there was a time where people ate better. They ate more vegetables and stuff. What changed that?
I think the American way of life has become hazardous to our health. In other words, we are so busy, we don't have any time, we're working, and many times, and I understand that that's important, but we've gone away from doing some very basic things like going to the market, buying fresh, and cooking fresh every day.
Everyone. If you can't give up that chicken or steak, he suggests reproportioning. Have more veggies and less meat.
It's only those things that come out of the earth that have fiber. And fiber is critical for diabetes. Fiber is critical to help prevent colon cancer. Fiber is critical to help decrease blood pressure. Fiber is critical for all of those things. And there is no fiber in any meat. So if you're trying to lower your cholesterol, the first thing you want to do is stop eating the stuff that contains cholesterol. If it walks, hops, flies, crawls, swims, slithers, has eyes, and a mom and a dad, it's got cholesterol. And if it comes from any of those things, it has cholesterol. So milk, eggs, anything that we make, butter, cheese, all those things contain cholesterol.
There's also a correlation between how you cook foods and a health risk. Cooking meats at a high temperature, such as frying or barbecuing, release heterocyclical amines, which are known cancer-causing agents. Dr. Mason believes you are better off cooking at a lower temperature over a longer period of time.
5 to thrive. Number 1, eat fruits and vegetables. Number 2, drink water. Nothing substitutes for water but water. Number 3, exercise your mind, body, and spirit. Number 4, be sexually responsible. And number 5, avoid addictive substances and behaviors. America has eaten itself into a problem, and it can eat itself out of it. We can do that. We have total control over what goes in our mouth. And if we want to decrease our blood pressures, if we want to decrease our cholesterols, if we want to decrease our weights, and I want to get away from weight. I'd rather put it on clothes size. If I want to see people get back in the clothes they couldn't get in before.
That's in the back of the closet.
That's in the back of the closet. That's what I'd like to see you do. So throw the scale away and go by when you can get in those clothes again. Then you know you're doing.
But the diet, the live it, I recommend. I don't like the word diet because the word diet has the first 3 letters are die, D-I-E. So the live it, the thing I recommend for people to have the best life is a whole food plant-based diet.
So that
and
means
it does not matter whether you're sick or not sick, whether you're suffering from a cancer or not, but I think that from what I understand today, I would have to say that the whole food plant-based way of eating, or the live it, is the best way to eat.
so it's whole foods, no animal products, no eggs, no dairy, no fish or
When I
chicken.
say whole food plant-based, that means if it's not a plant, if it didn't
You don't
grow
eat it.
out of the ground, that's not what. See, this is the beauty of a whole food plant-based way of eating. You don't need a certain one for this and a certain one for that. That's garbage. If you just eat the right foods, you'll have the right results.
Almost 1 million people die every.
If you eat the right foods, you'll get the right results. That's what we're talking about. Changing diets, changing life. Like I mentioned, it's about to be barbecue season. And disproportionately, we have a lot of cancer in our African American families. Now, some of us are lucky and avoid that And I kind of like barbecuing because I do cook things as recommended over a long period of time, slowly cooking your meats. I don't do pork, so I don't cook pork ribs. I'm sure the beef isn't too much better, but I prefer the beef. I try to cut pork out of my diet. I may have a link sausage or a slice of bacon or a touch of chitlins throughout the year. But for the most part, that is something that has been cut from my diet. I try to add more fish and things like that. But as Dr. Mason was saying, the way we get cholesterol is in our system is a byproduct of the things we eat, the other animals we eat. Now, usually with exercise and drinking water and adding a lot of fiber to your diet, more vegetables to your diet, this can help to control your cholesterol levels. So usually they want your cholesterol at about 190 or below and that's a good cholesterol level. But if you're at 300 and 400 and 500, that's a problem, and that's when you're going to get all this clogging of the arteries. But like Dr. Terry Mason, who believes in a plant-based diet, Dr. Sebi, who is, I don't know if you remember when Left Eye was in Honduras at a village doing a cleansing. She was at his Honduras ranch, and he claims to cure all diseases. Dr. Sebi's theory is there's only one disease, not multiple diseases, but one disease, and what he does is cleanse the body of plaque and mucus through a system. Now, he's got his own documentation that shows him, and I've seen testimonies from people claiming that he did cure epilepsy, herpes, AIDS. I didn't see it physically in person because I wasn't there, but a lot of people live by this person. And Left Eye, before she died, she also had mentioned in her documentary, and she often went to his village and did a cleansing. So just like Dr. Terry Mason, we need to clean our systems out. I went also, when I turned 50 last year, I went and got a colonoscopy. And this is how they check you for colon cancer. If you haven't got your screening, they recommend by the time you turn 50, go get that looked at. I can tell you one thing about the procedure. The drink they give you, the drink to clean your system out, this will be the cleanest that you have ever been in your life. I mean, it cleans you out. But I was happy just to get that done. They found one polyp and were able to remove that polyp. Now, what happens is, if you don't get this type of procedure done, that polyp can develop into more. It can grow and develop into more polyps, and then now you're dealing with colon cancer. And this procedure is supposed to help to prevent that if they can catch it fast enough. Like I say, I've had a few friends recently, 50 years old. They never got to see their 51st birthdays like I was blessed to see mine. And they just died recently, within the past few months. When they start trying to take care of himself. He was looking better, but sometimes you've done so much damage to your body. So we're saying, let's stop doing damage to the body, because there's other things such as stress, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But let me share this other Dr. Sebi video with you, and then we'll go from there.
Roughly speaking, Africa. Way overhead, we put America. They have 4,500 miles. What happened between hair and hair? A lot happened. You see, when we were here, without the mathematics, without the ABC, without the sciences, when we were here, we had something to our advantage that we no longer have here. We are blind here. Here we weren't. We were seeing. Why? Because God provided us with everything we needed here. And none of it was comfrey or rice and beans. There were no tofu. There were no soy there. There were no cows. And there were no hogs, no chicken. There were no flour. Those things didn't come from Africa. You see rice and beans and flour and cheese and meat and the starch that you eat, they all came from right here, from a laboratory. This is how people take privileges on us. They don't care about us. They bring us information that, oh God, that's why the rest of the world laughed at us. Because they know that we have both eyes closed. Here it is.
That's a little static in that video, but to share what the point is and what I'm gonna drive home, because it's always gonna come back to some blackness. Everybody's like, well, every show you do is about blackness. Yeah, it's about blackness, cause we got a lot of problems. And basically what Dr. Sebi was saying, when we came from Africa, we had a different diet. It was a healthier diet, and it didn't include a lot of stuff that we now put in the systems. So we were brought here to this country, and as Farrakhan always says, we lost our religion, our culture, our God, and by the way we act, a lot of us lost our minds. So we can blame that on the violence and craziness in the street. But there was a cultural change in our diet, and we were introduced to a whole different diet. We were introduced to pork and things like that in this America. So this was another way that our ancestors were destroyed in this country. Dr. Sebi has a site, and I've posted this site before. If you're interested in finding out information, you can send me an email at the show 1965@yahoo.com, and I'll send you the link. If you can't see the link on the screen, I'll leave it up there for a second. But basically, there's two levels of food groups, and some have an acidic base and some have an alkaline base. Now, everything that God created has an alkaline base. Everything man had a hand in manipulating has an acid base. Most acid-based things have a starch molecule to hold it together. The thing is to find a balance, a pH balance between that. You don't want to be all alkaline. You see people out here, alkaline water, this and this and this, and that's fine. And you probably are going to have some benefits to that. But you want to find a balance between the food groups, and mostly a lot of green vegetables and things like that came from the ground, as Dr. Mason and Dr. Sebi say, have alkaline base. On the screen here, you see the different groups of what's available as far as an alkaline. A lot of this stuff isn't even available to us. You would have to go to something like a Hispanic food store or an African food store or a Jamaican food store to find some of this. But a lot of this stuff you can find at a normal store. So what we're going to be doing next week or starting tomorrow, it's called Eat Your Medicine. I don't take pills. I don't take aspirin, pain, none of that. I don't ingest none of that, and I haven't for years. I had the surgery, so I had to take something for that pain. But other than that, I don't do vitamins. I don't buy vitamins and go to GNC and buy this and buy this and buy this. I don't do it. I try to get my medicine from the fruits and vegetables. So I encourage everybody to eat more fruit, eat more vegetables, drink more water. We should be drinking 4 to 6, but they recommend at least 4 of those 16-ounce bottles that everybody's drinking. I try to get at least 4 or 5 or 6 in per day. Before I go to bed, I definitely make sure I drink one, especially if your house is kind of dry. You may want to drink some water. It kind of helps to balance your body out while you're sleeping. Your body is rejuvenating. It's trying to repair the struggles of the day. So I encourage everyone to look at this list. And some things, some green vegetables do have an acidic base on it, so it's not going to kill you. There's a little benefits to everything, because your body is a machine, and it's the most incredible machine ever invented. And the reason people live longer, like when you look at the Chinese culture, they live about 15 years longer than us. Their average age is, I believe it's like 78 and above. White people, white males, there's about 72, 75, somewhere around there. Black men, we're around 64, 65. Which means we're dying a lot younger. We're not getting our Social Security or anything else. Which brings me to another point. If we're not taking care of our health because of everything we have going on, basically stress from your jobs. Stress will and can kill you. I've had bouts with stress too, to the point where the doctor was saying, you need to learn how to say, fuck it. Forget it, whatever you want to say. Because the unnecessary stress, and I had another clip, and like I said, I had to get me an assistant because there was a clip I really wanted to show you guys. But it talked about what's stressful for the black man, and I'll just summarize it here. What causes us stress, and now our women are experiencing more stress because now they're also working in corporate America, and they're experiencing a lot of the same things that we experience. You're under this belief system, and I would like everybody to go back and look at my video, The Illusion of Inclusion. It's a big illusion game. We play this big pretend cycle when we go to work. We have to put on this mask, no matter how unfair it is, whether you got 1 degree or 2 degrees or 3 degrees. Definitely believe somebody no degrees can walk up in there and get privileges over you. That becomes stressful. Or you're taking away a lot of time from your family and trying to do all the demands that are put on you by these companies, and there's no reward. So now it's stressful because now you don't have the time to spend with your family. Your family is now secondary. A lot of people wind up in divorce, kids resentful. So then this becomes stressful. Dr. Umar Johnson, who I don't always agree with, but he makes some great points. He was somewhere doing an interview, and he spoke on this, so I don't have the other clip I want to show you, but I'll share this clip with you.
Good question. Black people lead the country in hypertension, stress. A lot of the strokes and heart attacks come from that hypertension, which is not being able to process their reality in a way that doesn't do harm to the body. I think we have to teach our people how to relax. I think meditation is something that black people need to learn and practice on a regular basis. In fact, we need to meditate more than other people because we deal with more stress than other people. But I think one of the greatest things we can do to reduce stress and hypertension is to build more social supports in our community. For example, the average community doesn't have a brother circle. If I got something on my mind that I need to talk about, there's no place I can go that's not going to push religion or ideology where I can process. You understand? If you got something on your mind outside of your family, there's no place you can go to talk about your problems that's not going to try to change you into somebody you're not. Good question.
I agree with what he's saying here. because a lot of times us as brothers, our women don't really want to hear us complain to them because they're feeling like I got a job too, and I got the same thing going on that you got going on, and to a certain extent they do, but they're really not the target, and that's what I tell sisters: you're not the target, and that's what makes it different. We're the targets. And then being the target, it kind of makes it hard for us to go out here and battle this monster, because this is the game in town, unless you get your own game. And that's why we always say promote black businesses, support black businesses. That's why I'm always advertising black businesses, because the only way you're going to get away from that stress and that craziness is to get your own, because they don't care about your education unless you're willing to totally, and I hate to say give up your blackness, unless you're willing to totally assimilate and go along and get along and don't have these views or keep these views to yourself on how you feel about the treatment of black people. If they've convinced you that you're different from the other black people, and we're going to give you these opportunities until one day somebody comes in and says, I don't care if you're different. I don't like you. I'm going to participate in this systemic racism, and I'm going to screw you. So then that adds more stress into your life. So if you're already not taking care of yourself, not eating right, not exercising, and then you allow this weight to fall upon you, you can find yourself in some bad situations, hospitalized or in a cemetery. And that's what we don't want to happen to any of us. And like I say, I know I could be doing a little bit more better than what I'm doing, breaking some of the habits that I have. So tomorrow it's on. From the 22nd to the 28th, we gonna be eating nothing but nuts, fruits, berries. We gonna exercise. I'm already averaging. I do the Fitbit thing, so I average about 15 to 17, 18,000 steps a day. And that's just average without me really doing anything other than my normal day routine. So I've got to get back more with the exercises. The problem is I got bad knees. I got a sciatic nerve injury. I got an ankle issue. I got screws in my shoulder. But I'm still trying to push myself and keep my health going, so I can be around for my family. I still try to relieve the stress in my life by operating my own business and finding joy in that, and realizing that hopefully one day I can grow that into something where I don't have to go and be a part of the stressful institution that is trying to destroy me on every level. I know it sounds radical, right? But believe me, it's true. Just like they didn't believe we were getting beat down by police and stuff in the street, or they didn't care. And now, since everybody's got a cell phone or whatever, now, oh, then maybe that was happening. So just like that's happening, corporate, it's just the same. So brothers, take care of yourselves. I love you all. We'll see you Monday. Not Monday, but Tuesday. I'm probably going to start doing more videos on a daily basis, putting more out there, more content out there. But I just wanted to take the time out for today and really reach out to brothers, because I don't know about everybody else, but it bothers me when brothers die young and unnecessarily. And I just want us to take care of health. We don't know what Prince died from. We'll probably know those results in a while, but it was some health issues going on with him, health issues with Doug Banks, with my friends that died. it really touched me. So until Tuesday, love, peace. So we out of here.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Oh no, let's go! You don't like the world we're living in. Take a look around. At least you got friends. So come on, lady, for a friendly word. Picked up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Was all I heard. Are we gonna let the elevator bring us down? Oh no, let's go crazy. Let's get enough. Slip from the purple and attitude. Put up and hit each other. Let's go! Come on, baby. Are y'all ready to get nuts tonight? Let me hear you scream.